Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Denobula. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. Falsehood, important news are needed to be.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a sheepwork plant. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest. With a special pride never written before or seen. Tall words proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Enterprise Wednesday for December 28th, 2022. The end of the year is in sight. Today we are watching Season 1, Episode 13, Dear Doctor. Many people call this the finest episode of the season, if not the series. Other people call it the worst episode of the series. But though I'd say in recent years, more people like this episode than dislike it. It's the first of several episodes of Enterprise where there's a dubious ethical conundrum. The Tuvix episode, if you will, of Enterprise. It's been described as, and I think that's fairly legit. We'll see. We'll watch. I think it's a good episode. So we got that on for this evening. This originally aired January 23rd, 2002. 2002, 20 years ago, more or less. Wow. Richie Poole first in the chat. Qapla, Richie Poole. And then Richie Poole says, check out this new Lego set. It's friggin' awesome. And he puts in a link. And I was scammed by Richie Poole. I thought I was watching an awesome new giant Lego set, Lego Mar-Lago, but it turned out to be a Jimmy Kimmel skit, and it was lies and fake news about a Lego set where you had to find the documents, classified documents all around Mar-a-Lago. I got to be honest, though, as bullshit as I believe the classified documents claim is, somebody worked really well on that Lego set, and it was a really nice Lego set. I mean, many thousands of bricks many hours of detail went into it, and I would buy it just for the look of it alone, not for the political issues with it. But yeah, it was a great Lego set. And Richie lolled. Professor Brainy Speck says, "Well, that was not funny." Well, it didn't have to be funny, but it was impressive as the Lego build goes. And then Professor says, "And Bird is late again. False, fake news. I was a minute early. A minute early. Actually, even earlier, because I originally set this to start at 4:15 because I had a doctor's appointment at 3:30, but then the doctor at the last minute canceled, actually rescheduled for 7 p.m. tonight. So I was able to, with a couple hours notice, turn this back to 4 p.m. start time instead of the 4:15. So hopefully people get here on time and nobody's screwed over by the early start. Richie Poole says it was very funny, and the great God Emperor of Karoga is never late. Well, who can argue with that? Apparently, Professor Brainy Specs can argue, who says wrong on both statements. Wow. Professor says Bird is so late, it's not defendable how late he is. I don't think late means what you think it means, Professor. Richie Poole says, what? Oh my God, Professor is right for once. Bird is late. No, you're supposed to be on my side. Richie Poole says, is Dear Doctor anything like Dear Bob? No, not really. Professor Franny Speck says, hurry up, Bird, before we all die of old age. Jesus. Yvette says, good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Kronos says, oh, this is a thing. Hello, Kronos. Kronos has been trolling me in my own Discord all day. Professor Brain, I put up the link to join the panel. If anybody would like to join the panel, you are welcome. Professor Brainy Specs says, despite Bird being so late, hit that like button. Well, thank you, Professor. And Richie Poole says, early, oh pray. Yay, recognition. Recognition for being early. Kronos is Qapla, Kronos. Kronos says, hello, world. Scythelus says, good morning, friendos. Welcome, Scythelus. Welcome, the man from down under. Kronos says he doesn't bop. Scythelus says, can't wait for those Klingon shock troopers to get to the landing zone one day. Yes, then the real fun begins. Pop Culture Curator says, hail everyone, Qapla Bird of Prey. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing well, Pop Culture Curator. And Kronos says, hey to Nicole, the lovely Nicole DeBoer, who welcomes us on all of our streams. I updated the members list on that stream since we had our new member, Dwayne, as of last stream. Dwayne, if you're listening, I'll have to remind people on Friday as well. I erroneously told you that the members stream is the first Tuesday of the month. It is, in fact, the second Tuesday of the month. So the second Tuesday of January is the members stream. Mamo Pray caught me, but inexplicably didn't tell me while I was streaming and waited till I was done. So yes, the second Tuesday of the month is our members stream. The Multi-Gun Man says, Bird, welcome, Multi-Gun Man. Multi-Gun Man says, how's it going? It's going well, Multi-Gun Man. Hope you are well. Professor says, worst, really? No way. Uh-oh. I don't know what that was about. Worst episode. Yeah, some people say it's the worst episode. Resolute Germ says, hello all. Welcome, Resolute. Dr. Alex says, Qapla, Dr. Alex. I was happy to see the news, Dr. Alex. You posted of your season 12 being available on Apple and Amazon. Feel free to put in a link if you'd like. It's also on my Discord in the self-promotion section if people are interested. Syphilis, as some people called it genocide. This episode, yes, some people did. Some people did. Kronos says, "'Tis been a long road." Don't walk on Legos. That's Kronos. Mar a Lego, asked Dr. Alex. Syphilis says, "Who else had a crush? Has a crush on Hoshi Sato?" She is definitely. I think she's cuter than T'Pol. I know everybody goes T'Pol. I think Hoshi is cuter than T'Pol. Maybe it's just me. Syphilis says, "Just me? No, not you. Not just you." Richie Poole says, "Hoshi is hot." Kronos says, excuses. And Syphilis says, "Yeah, hell yeah, she is." John Street says, "Bird of prey, only in Karoga would Bird get mad at someone basically rickrolling him." I don't like being rickrolled. Dr. Alex says, "T'Pol is hotter." Then you can have T'Pol, and I'll take Hoshi. And that's the way it works. Men divvying up women like it's the caveman era. The man with the biggest club. Anyway, John Street says, "Bird is so late. He is early for last year." Syphilis agrees with Richie Poole that Hoshi is hotter. Kronos says, "I'm a friendly troll." Stan Lee. Oh, Stan Lee. The today would have been Stan Lee's birthday, or yeah, I believe it would have been. But Stan Lee, back from the grave, says, "Troll long enough and Bird is likely to take the worm." Wow. Kronos says, "Is that like landing strips? I surely know not what you speak." Josh Street says, "Both are hot, but I'd say Hoshi is slightly hotter." Kronos is voting for T'Pol. Professor Brainy Specs says, "Bird is now messing with the future, pushing back the future to the past, and is late for being early. Watch out, the random menace." And Dr. Alex typoed. I understood what you meant. Substance D says, Qapla. Substance D. Kronos type polls all the time. Josh says, "Bird, that is wrong to blame Mama Prey for your mistake." I wasn't blaming her for the mistake. I was pointing out that she told me about the mistake. Kronos says, who's beeping? Junk mail. Junk mail and spam posts. Great. Richie Poole says, "Hoshi is so hot, the bridge environmental controls have to be adjusted to compensate whenever she is on deck." Wow. Kronos says, "It's just you, Bird." And Dr. Alex puts in the link to the iTunes for his audiobook. Awesome, Dr. Alex. Please, guys, check it out. It is, for Doctor Who fans. Syphilis is on deck. Kronos says, "To be fair, Hoshi isn't bad. Bonk on the head," says Kronos. And the audible link for the audiobook for Dr. Alex also posted. Stanley says, "Kronos, Bird has a landing strip." If he does, Stanley, I don't know about it. Mike Richards is the early Bird of Prey 5 gets the sassy. Oh, thank you, Mike Richards. And Kronos puts in a link to birdofprey5.com for the show. Thank you, Kronos. Positive Candor says, "When does Dr. Bird start as a series?" I don't believe there's going to be a Dr. Bird series. Positive Candor. Professor Brainy Specs puts in the link to the screening room. Yes, if you are new here or whatever, if you want to watch today's episode with us, we're going to start in just a couple minutes. Head to the Bird of Prey 5 screening room. at birdofprey5.com/SR. Professor Brainy Specs just threw the link in, and it'll open in another tab, and you can watch the episode live with us. If you're on a mobile device, get a separate mobile device, please, so you can watch the episode and keep YouTube open on the other device. If you're not watching this live, if you're watching this after the fact, then you have to get your own way to watch the episode. You can stream it on Paramount Plus, Netflix in some countries, not the United States, and some other places might have it available for streaming, or you might have it on DVD or Blu-ray. And yeah, that's where we are. So with that, we're going to go ahead and head to the screening room, and we'll get started. And I will count down. Let's see. Okay. We'll count down, and we will begin in just a minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. There we go. And we have Dr. Phlox coming into sick bay. Good morning, everyone, he says to all of his little animals in colorful liquids and jars. He's telling his critters to be patient. They're all going to get food, including some other critters, feeding critters to critters. Dr. Alex says, yay, I'm watching. Congrats, Dr. Alex. Resolute Germ says, maybe we can get a Tuvix type accident for Hoshi and T'Pol. That way we can all be happy. I think I'm happy the way Hoshi is right now. Chrono says, doctors are weird. Yeah. Phlox has scary stuff in his sick bay. Oh God. That was an ultimate. He fed a caterpillar to a creature, and then he ate one himself. It's been a long road to get it from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. I will see my dreams come alive at last. I will touch the sky. No, they're not going to hold me down no more. No, they're not going to change my mind, because I've got faith of the heart. Going where my heart will take me. I've got faith to believe I can do anything. I got strength of the soul. No one's going to bend or break me. I can reach any star. I've got faith. I've got faith. Faith of the heart. Richie Poole yells, yay. You guys, this is terrible. This was bad even for me. LDG yells, son of a bitch. Kronos got faith and lolling. Mike Richards says, never invite Phlox to a potluck dinner. Murder Hornet returns. Qapla Murder Hornet returns. Hope you're doing well. The Interspecies Medical Exchange. Hey, there's Hoshi. His friend got him settled in. He's trying to return the favor. Hoshi had a friend in Brisbane, Australia. What distant place? You had transporters. No, I guess not. His first transporter is on Enterprise. So I guess you had to just fly across take a 20 or 30-minute shuttle ride from South America to Brisbane, Australia. Wall-to-wall emergencies and 3 midnight deliveries. They thought human reproduction was complicated. Denobulans make humans look like single-celled organisms. Captain Fandom Nerd is in the house. Hello, Captain. A dose of nyaxalin can be used in separating combatants. Don't venture into bars unescorted. They'd be quite disturbing. What is Denobula really like? Sizzler says, then they get a different actor to play this guy in the season 4 Augment episode. Yeah, I was wondering, like, I don't think it's the same guy. Murder Hornet returns as he took an Uber earlier. He was a nurse practitioner. How did that happen? Nurse practitioners need some extra money. Poor Phlox has a hard time making friends, but everybody's going to come to see him. Oh, Porthos. You've been feeding him cheese. You've got to learn how to say no. You can't say no to Porthos. Beagles are impossible to say no to. They were designed that way genetically by Karogan scientists. Ah, Porthos. The best medical care on the ship. Sizzler says, do you feed Sassy any cheese? Once in a while. A little bit of cheese. Can't say no to Beagle. Richie Poole says, I could never say no to Hoshi. I suspect that to be true. Especially if Hoshi wanted cheese. Oh, hello. She's pretty cute too. Qapla, Dr. Alex. Welcome to the panel.
Qapla.
Your audio's a bit low. Maybe it's coming out of the
audio. Too sensitive or not sensitive enough?
Okay, I can hear you. I just had one headphone. And welcome, Professor Brainy Specs.
Qapla bird.
Qapla, Professor.
Hello, Dr. Alex.
Okay, I have to mute one of these.
Dr. Alex.
Hello, Dr. Alex.
Hello.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I've got control of the audio.
Richie Poole with the 4-month friend of Karoga Super Chat says, what Hoshi wants, Hoshi gets. Cicilla says she passed away, unfortunately. This actress? The epic beard is, I'm just here to see the attractive Vulcan. Yes, this actress. Oh my God. That's so sad.
Are there two epic beards? We know John DeMarco has an epic beard.
Oh, the epic beard is the original epic beard. John DeMarco just has an epic beard.
I see.
Do we know the name of this actress who passed away?
This actress passed away?
That's what I'm being told by Syphilis and Kronos. How can Denobulas not like to be touched when they're always out trying to pimp themselves and their wives?
Apparently, she passed away November 13th, 2003.
Oh my God, I saw somebody who passed away on that date when I was reading the Wikipedia on that, but I didn't realize who it was. Obviously, I noticed the date because that's my birthday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's so double sad that
It
she passed
is.
away on my birthday. I would have taken her as a birthday present. The lovely Sherry, Qapla, the lovely Sherry. And Dan Ben is here. Hello, Dan Ben.
And she had cardiac arrest.
Ooh.
It was from an undiagnosed cardiac arrhythmia. Arrhythmia.
Richie Poole says she also had a guest role on Voyager. Gotta love that universal translator tech. Dan Ben says this episode reminded me of TNG's Data's Day.
Yeah, there is a bit of a similarity there. I think it's good that Archer is seeking the opinion of T'Pol.
Yeah, I wonder if he had disagreed with her, though, if he would have still gone ahead. I mean, he tends to have a history of doing that.
Yeah, but he softens.
She was very pretty too, says Celeste. I might put her up there above Hoshi. I don't know, 7 to 9 doesn't do a lot for me. A synthetic antibody. Huh. Where have I heard that before?
I don't know. Where have you heard that before, Bird?
Sounds familiar.
Voyager, maybe?
Possibly.
Somewhere more like earthbound.
That's a good point.
He's a doctor and a dentist.
Isn't a dentist a doctor?
Eh,
No?
I think so. In this country, anyway.
I mean, they're called doctors of dentistry, but the Epic Beard said, dentists are evil doctors that love to cause pain to their patients.
Always good advice.
Resolute says dentists couldn't cut it in med school. But Chrono says he doesn't trust dentists or doctors.
What about nurses, Kronos?
Of course, medical doctors aren't really doctors anyway. They're not, proper research scientists. They're just like glorified body mechanics, but that's just a whole other division.
Wow. Throwing down the gauntlet.
Kronos also says he does not trust Krogans. No comment, Bird, on Kronos's proclamation?
Clearly, Kronos needs a doctor. They don't let them live where the land's fertile, but they're good to them. It's funny, Resolute, that you're calling them liberal earthers. I was going to call them American. They're the ones sticking up for people being exploited. Like they don't have their basic rights. Kronos likes Phlox better than Crusher. Well, I'm sure everybody does.
I bet John Luke doesn't.
Okay. With benefits.
He's not wondering about that too.
Dan Ben says some people found Neelix from Voyager annoying. Yeah, I'd say everybody.
Especially Mr. Vulcan.
And the Epic Beard said, she, meaning Dr. Crusher, created Wesley. Enough reason not to like her.
Back in a sec.
Mr. Lundell says, Ashley, someday they'll all be dead. You can try going out on sublight again. It worked once. Actually, surprising. It worked 3 times. They met 3 species. Mike Richard says, Dr. Roberto Prey 5 recommends the airlock treatment.
Mike, let's get one thing clear here. Berto Prey 5 is not a doctor.
Well, technically, under Kurogan rules, I am a doctor.
No, he's not.
I'm a doctor in Kuroga.
No, you're not.
You can call me doctor if you want.
Maybe everyone's called a doctor in Kuroga.
I don't insist upon it, but it's perfectly fine.
Oh, what was that, Dr. Alex?
Maybe everyone's called a doctor in Kuroga.
Possibly.
Well, I mean, if they purchase the correct title, they can.
A purchase.
I'm not ignoring you, Kronos. Enterprise had pretty good food. That's true. Why don't we pick the bank and bring them to City Alpha 5?
This episode predates the discovery of Neanderthal DNA in our genomes. Well, some of our genomes.
Yeah, we're part Neanderthal. Some
Yes.
of us.
Some of us. Quite a few of us.
Especially Kurogans.
It made us stronger. The epic beard warns us, don't drink the lemonade on Enterprise.
The captain's basically right, though. Once we have achieved, sentient, intelligent creatures, we don't just let nature take its course and let them die. That's just stupid.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, why cure any disease?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just nature taking its course.
I see what you mean about the false dilemma they introduced. I'm going to kill everybody.
Captain Phantom Nerd says, let them die.
Are we sure Captain Phantom Nerd is not Captain Kirk?
Isn't Captain Picard? Says, oh, yeah. Kirk said, let the Klingons die.
Yep.
Picard was like, let everybody else die.
Let them die.
Don't you dare. Cat was attacking the laptop. You sly dog.
Kronos, I don't know what you mean by crash another city. So, according to Wikipedia, the original episode ending was changed by the request of executives at UPN. Originally, Archer was going to be there, was going to save the species. Well, Phlox, wasn't, but the UPN requested to rewrite that what we saw, what just happened, where they both agreed, I guess. But it was originally written where Archer, I guess, ordered Phlox to give him the cure. So, I don't know. That might have been a better episode, in my opinion. But it would have, then going forward, it would have hurt their relationship.
I think it would have made their relationship more interesting, actually.
I feel like it would have been closer to what we knew of Archer to this point. I thought this was this seemed out of step for his character.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Kronos says, "Wow, Bird of Prey, you didn't mess up any cities." I'm not saying I've never messed up a city. I don't know why are we bringing up my cities at this point. The Epic Beard. The Epic Beard says SG1 greater than track, and I'm entitled to my expert opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. Dan Ben says, Bird of Prey, I always confused by the ending, if they did or they didn't help. Well, they gave him 10 years. They gave him a way of stopping the symptoms, but not necessarily a cure. So they would have to still work on their own to find the cure themselves or find another species willing to give them a cure. So if they don't do anything, they're still going to die. But they're not going to suffer for a decade or so. John DeMarco says, giving them the cure would have been a better ending, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. It would have been the human thing to do. Ms. Lundell says, this ending leads to the path of the Prime Directive. Yes, but this was before the Prime Directive. So, there was no reason to follow the Prime Directive. And Dan Ben agrees this is to foreshadow the Prime Directive. And Scythla says either way could have led to the Prime Directive. Resolute says, in that situation, you have to cure them. It's too difficult to exploit the dead. in that situation, you have to cure them. It's too difficult to exploit the dead. Well, the Menk weren't being, wouldn't be exploited once they died, supposedly. John DeMarco says, I've never been a fan of the idea that the prime directive means let everyone die. That's true too. Even the dead can vote, says Kronos. Cats and dogs living together. Anyway.
And
so,
voting,
yeah.
apparently. I
And
think that's
voting,
what Kronos meant.
That's true. That's true. So next week is Sleeping Dogs, which I don't believe is about Porthos. No, Enterprise drops out of warp near a gas giant, and the crew detects biosigns in lower atmosphere, and there's a Klingon vessel being crushed. Yeah, okay, so that's Let Sleeping Dogs Lie is where the title comes in. So that is a Klingon episode. So we'll see how it goes.
So Porthos is not put down.
No, it's not about Porthos, thankfully. It's not about putting Porthos down.
Oh, thank
Yes,
goodness.
they try to rescue the Klingons. Probably not the smartest move to make. Speaking of Klingons, for those who are watching Prodigy, without giving away what's going on, the last episode is a two-parter, so there's a to be continued, and we got to see some Klingon birds of prey and a whole bunch of Federation ships. From the post-Voyager years. So like the Enterprise E, the Defiant, all types of really, really cool looking Federation ships in this most recent episode, and looks like they'll be in next week's episode as well. So keep an eye out for those interested.
So I want to know what happened to the Valakians.
Yeah, probably the Ferengi probably like bought them all as slaves or something. Although we hear that the Ferengi don't really do slavery, so they just bought them as cheap labor. Probably. Or the Valakians kept evolving into Morns people. Either way. Whatever you want to go with.
Mr. Londell says they're all dead.
That's possible. The other thing in Prodigy is that Janeway brought up being transformed into a salamander. She says.
She did, yes.
She did. She says, I was transformed into a salamander once. Nothing could be that bad, or something like that. This doesn't sound that bad. I was cracking up. Dan Ben says, yes, the bird of prey in Prodigy is slightly different. Additional weapons, no cloaking ring, and some different hull features. Yeah, it's also a lot bigger than the other birds of prey. But 25% different bird of prey. Anyway. No, salamanders are not hot, Kronos. Oh, God. Epic Beer says Janeway makes horrible decision facts. That's true. That's true. Anyway, Anybody, anything else anybody wants to say about this episode before we go? Dr. Alex?
I think I've said all I can. I can't think of anything else about the episode.
Okay. Professor, anything about this episode?
I think this was the best of season 1.
Certainly so far.
If it's not number 1, it's number 2. I mean, it's right up there.
I think that's solid. Definitely a solid episode, and I'm not in any position to argue any episode is better at this point. Okay, so Dr. Alex, anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I haven't made one of these before. It's just this, everything was in the right place at the right time for once.
Awesome. I'm glad to see you. It's been a long time.
Indeed.
And as you put out earlier, you've got your Audible audio book available.
I do indeed. Did you notice that my Christmas special was basically the audiobook?
I had not.
I did.
But
I did.
I mean, people should still go out and buy the audiobook because it won't have K9 running around in the background yelling things. But, you know, I couldn't resist giving it away as well for Christmas.
Affirmative.
LDG says this episode was better than Locke, the movie Locke, which I turned off after 5 minutes yesterday. I would agree, LDG. Professor, anything you'd like to say before we go?
Well, like Dr. Alex, I usually can't make these, but today just worked out for me, so I'm glad I could make it. And thank you for doing this, Bird.
Yeah,
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Everybody is welcome. Sithla says there was a lot of characters not in this episode. I just noticed. Yeah, I guess like, yeah, Reed, Travis.
Travis was on it, wasn't he?
What was he?
He was at the helm, wasn't he?
I don't remember any lines.
He may not have had any lines, but I'm sure he was on it.
Tucker. Was he there? I only really I mean Archer, T'Pol, and Phlox. Main
And Hoshi.
And Hoshi. Yeah, I guess this was a day off for a lot of people. Okay.
But yeah, I don't remember Trip or Reed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody gets a day off once in a while. So thank you all for coming. We'll see about tomorrow. Don't know what yet. Qapla, third and panel out.